Good morning, Roy. Welcome to a fun-filled day with all day of election talk. Nah, just kidding.
Doing
What you doing this morning?
good, doing good. Good morning. I see you've started off strong. A little green up at the top of the screen.
Yeah, we took this little trade this morning. We came down. You notice we in this got this channel. We're actually breaking this channel now to the downside. This morning, see, we kept making higher lows. So you know what? Let's take a chance on this one to be a higher low here. And we popped in it here and got out about here. So we didn't take the full move, but we did make $300 on it. So good
Nice.
start to the day. Now we're getting this breakdown. So just to let everybody know what I'm gonna be watching. If we close down here, if we close below VWAP, of course, close below this trend, I'll wait and see if we get a retest. And if we get a rejection, I would actually take a short there for
Mm.
try to scalp a little. But like I said, we're still early, so we're gonna wait and see what happens with it. Any trades for you this morning yet?
No, no, not this morning. I'm kind of looking at the landscape a bit today. You had mentioned earlier in the pre-stream that you had anticipated maybe a possible trend day, which would be lovely. Um, so I'm just kind of taking it slow. Just find my spot and take a trade and see what it comes up. This morning you got kind of basically everything slightly green to flat, so a little bit of optimism out there, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think we get a little trend today. I think we open back up for a Globex tonight. So when you're gonna have your issues, I think that's going to be your volatile time where you see a lot coming in when we open back up at 5. That's when you're going to start seeing some real early numbers start to come in, some that actually
Yeah.
matter,
Hmm.
and I think that you're going to see some volatility at that point. Whoever whoever wins the election, I think that once we get that over with, we've talked about it before. The market does not like uncertainty. So if we get a
Right.
decision tonight, which there's a possibility we will not have a decision tonight, and that's probably a very good possibility we don't have a decision tonight. Once we actually get a decision, I think we could see the market kind of rally for a bit, and then I think we might, if we do rally, I think we come back. And I don't know, you've got what I think OPEX is November 15th,
Hmm.
so I think that's kind of your time, kind of building up to that. Whether we get a what happens at that point. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us kind of trend up to that day, and we'll see what happens at that point. But it is what it is. You can see the zones last night. Yesterday, they've played out perfect. Came down. This was during yesterday morning. I mean, it came down right below it. They popped right back up. So held there. Last night came down into the zone, held. You can see we got a little upper trend working here. So that's why we drew that trend zone up there to see what happened with that. So we broke it. So it'll be interesting to see if we can reclaim that spot or what we do right here going into open. Like I said, we've already got a nice little start on the base, so I'm in no rush to do anything else. So we shall wait and see and get us a good opportunity, and we will take advantage of that opportunity and see if we can make some decent money today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I forgot to
The
share my
combine,
screen.
everybody that doesn't know the combine I was trading yesterday, actually I passed it. So I don't
Boom.
have any combines yet. I'll probably go into next week or so and start working on a couple combines again. But as of right now, we're all XFAs. So I did activate my practice
Lovely,
account, so I could, if I do lock up, I got something to trade.
lovely, lovely. Go ahead and delete that. All right, let's take a look at what's going on around the old market. Super zoomed in, zoomed out. Let's get us back to this is the VIX. So this 5 minute chart on the VIX looks like we had a gap up, kind of hanging out. Yesterday, crashed down, recovered. uh, but this was yesterday's. This is this morning's open. So you had a gap down, and it's just kind of trailing that little downward trend on VIX. So keep an eye on that. Apple down 0.1%, basically flat on the open. Nvidia up 0.7%, getting back up to 137. Microsoft slightly green. Looks like it wants to test 410 again today. Google looks like it wants to test 170. Amazon basically flat 195. Meta 562, slightly green 0.33. Tesla. So this is going to be, we talked about this yesterday, that we could see some volatility with Tesla with the election, given Elon's stance with Trump. So it's up 1.75% this morning, or $4.
Yeah, he came out last night with a lot more stuff. So that is definitely going to be a watch. If you're watching it, it's definitely going to be, I think, interesting.
Yeah, he's not going to stay quiet today either. So, I mean, back in the day, every Elon tweet was a huge move for Tesla. Not saying it has the same effect now that he's bought Twitter, but he is going to be really loud today. So we'll see how the stock does.
He's very outspoken and has said that he thinks this is a matter of life or death. So sit back and enjoy the ride with Tesla.
AMD slightly green on the day, 141.55. So it looks like it wants to hold that 140 level. Coin, which is a good crypto indicator, slightly down, which is interesting given that Bitcoin is up. So Bitcoin's up 2.5%. Bitcoin will have a volatile night tonight with the election. My opinion is if Trump wins, you're going to see crypto kind of move up. If you see him losing, you're going to see it kind of move down. So that's pretty black and white how I got it. Solana dipped all the way down to 155, almost to the penny, 155 on one, and has rallied back up to 163. So the degens are back. This is BTBT and some of the AI nuclear stuff is going up. LEU's on my watch today. Led's been posting about it in our Discord. They had an offering with a convertible note, but they're an interesting nuclear play. Some negative news came out with nuclear that you can read on our Discord, but it went on a ride all the way up to 120, and it's now just getting crashed down to 75. So if it's just an offering that's causing that, maybe something to take a look at. Going down to TNX, you got a gap up. Still got a huge gap down from, I believe that was Friday. Or no, it was yesterday. Huge gap down yesterday. And so we'll see if it can build its way back up to fill that gap. Dixie will be interesting with the election stuff. It's going to dance tonight as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that going forward. Our friend Gold just ticking on up. Had a little dip yesterday and looks like it's recovered and it's back to its almost highs from yesterday. So gold slightly green. And DJT up 8% pre-market, is now at 37. It was up 12% yesterday. So DJT is getting some action for obvious reasons. And then also yesterday, retail darling Palantir reported, and it moonshotted and then held it and is now gaining some more steam. It's up 17% since earnings. So that's a new all-time high on Palantir. It will open up at a new all-time high. So a lot of retail are ecstatic about that.
Roy, you might be getting you a candle by candle here, just so you know.
Okay. Let's keep an eye on that. SMCI reports today after the close. What a time to do it for them. So that will be on watch today. So let's flip back to the chart.
That seems like a Friday news dump, doesn't
it? Yeah, it does.
If everybody don't know what I'm talking about, back in the day, college football, if there was ever a scandal, Then the school wanted to hide it. They would announce it Friday afternoon. That way, Monday it wasn't talked about anymore, and you done moved on from it. If you talked about it on a Monday, they talked about it all week. But if you released it on a Friday, it was over with by Monday. So
Yeah, you were good to go.
yeah.
Yeah, so we do actually have a little bit of, well, maybe trade here. I don't know. Did you take it, or you got an order in?
Took it in the other side. I didn't take it in this
Okay.
one. We shall see. It's got about, see, it's right at that 200, and it's not liking that 200. So if we could get above it, it's got a chance to do a little runner, but it's got to get above it.
You got that cluster of those EMAs up there too.
Yeah.
That even if it does break the 200, it's going to have to break those guys.
Yeah.
But the open can do that.
Well, if you look, just look back to your next cluster right here. See where it struggled at the 200, and then once it broke, it kind of popped up. So you can see the same pop up. But what you want to see, kind of talking about this trend this morning, you can see we've been making higher lows. This time we've actually made a lower low, and looks like we've made a lower high. So the trend could be reversing here. So you got to be careful on this one. And of course, soon as I say that, we get a nice little pop here on it. So who knows? Who knows? We're just here to watch the news, not tell you about it.
Yeah.
Right at that cluster we was talking about. So yeah, today I expect to get, I don't think we just chop around. I could be completely wrong. Let's look, this trading futures. I'm gonna be completely honest with everybody in here. My first time trading futures during the presidential election. So
yeah. This is a learning experience for all of us.
yeah, well, we picked it too easy to learn on, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Good morning, Cashy Apps. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get some Shia going here. I put my take profit on these others. I actually put it up about $600. I want to get it to pop to 57.55 area, which if you look at Bookmap, you got orders right above it. If you look here, you can see them. We got orders here, and you can see these orders up above there. So that's why I've got it where I've got it at over there on that side. Well, like Roy said, we got to get through these clusters. They got them right there, all stacked on top of each other.
That was a big candle that dropped it. So you're just now fighting to recover that candle. Happened about 10 minutes ago. So
kind of what you'll notice too, a lot of times if you see these big moves and then you see these slower moves back up, right? So let's draw us where's that thing? Let's do us a path here. So you get this big move down. And once you get that move down, we've been popping. And then that's how we've been working. Oh, I got to stop this thing. I forget about this. Everything keeps going. So that's typically how our moves have been going. So if you get the same move, you'll get an opportunity, coming back into this. If we break out of the zone, you'll probably get an opportunity to come back into it and take it long again if you're looking for that. But typically, we get a big move. You're going to get that kind of up and down because when you get this move, you leave a ton of orders in there. So they're taking those orders back out. It takes them a while to work through all those orders. The more you know, right? The more you know.
The more you know.
Of course, so you always got the old saying, elevator down, stairs up. It's typically how the market works.
So, that's pretty apparent on this chart, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the way it goes, though. I mean, if you look at it, look over history, history repeats itself. That's one thing we have to learn from the past. A lot of traders tell you don't look at the past. Well, you don't look at the past. How do you know?
Yeah, you gotta look at the past.
The
new, so that kind of recent low that wicked down there, with that being that strong of a wick and it being low, a little bit higher than the previous strong wick. Are you taking any emphasis that this actually was, maybe it got pushed down a little bit too much that the algos wanted?
Yeah.
Or they
So
stepped in?
typically what you'll look for, and if you notice when you see these long wicks, so you'll see an area to the left that always coincides with these long wicks,
Mm-hmm.
which means once they push it down, you already had buyers waiting down here. They were just waiting to pound as soon as they got to this level. Like let's say it was 57.47. Well, they put all their orders in at 57.47. As soon as it hit, it filled those and popped it right back up. So then it starts working back up. Now the bears are going to have to work harder to push it back down below that level.
Right.
If you're watching it. So we're not going to draw a zone off of it, but it's always good to keep an eye. I mean, you look here, right? Came down, wicked. You take this wick over, or you got a wick here with it. See where you left orders there waiting. Every time typically when you see a wick like that, unless we're at all-time highs, then of course, that's our all-time low. That's a different story. But like it left orders, you can see it was a strong. We got a little wick here, but it was a strong move back up on this very next candle. Set up a perfect candle by candle there to go along. And then here you got a wick. It didn't set up as a candle by candle, but if you're watching this move, you can tell this is actually a pretty decent move here, even though in volume as high as a candle before. But you can see they stepped in. I'm saying if you watch this, they stepped in down here and pushed it back up. And that's where most of your volume probably came in at. This one here, most of your volume, if you go back and watch it live, most of your volume came in on this wick, then pushing it back up. That's why you're getting the move you get. Now you're getting actually last candle here. You had increasing volume back on this one. So it just kind of tells me that we've got a chance to pop at least back up to here. And I would not be surprised if we go to that 57, 58, 50 area. That's a lot of stuff to think about if you're wanting to make a trade off that level. But the more you do it and the more you practice it, the more you actually don't think about it. So if you ever hear me say, hey, I got a feeling we're going to pop here, it's because I've seen something that shows. I don't just have a feeling because, the chart looks pretty. I think it's going to pop up. There's something back here telling me before, and I don't have to think about it anymore. It's kind of, and that's when trading starts to click. And I always tell people this, like it took me forever. Well, I say forever, a few years, just, struggling. I would have winning days and have losing days. And it just seemed like it just kind of offset each other all the way back up. We never really gained any traction, but we never really lost anything either. Right. So one day, I don't know. I think Roy, I remember me and you and Snoop actually talked about it. Like, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it just clicked. And it just seemed like at that point, I didn't have to think anymore about what was going on with the chart. It just automatically hit me. Hey, this is what's going to happen. And look, you're not always right, just like anything, right? But I didn't have to sit there and I don't have to go through a checkpoint to make a trade. I don't have to say, all right, well, we hit this, we hit this, we hit this, and we hit this, and we didn't hit this. So now, okay, I can take this trade. Once you get where you can do that, when you start growing as a trader, in my opinion, and become better. So, well, don't get cocky if you can do that. That's not that's right. Like I said, that's not perfect. And the worst thing you can do at that point is get cocky with it.
Yeah, and what happens when you get cocky? You scale in, you rush your entries, you scale bigger. You gotta be. You are your own worst enemy in this game.
So Cashiat says this. Cashiat, I'm on kind of says look for the trench in the volume profile where the price could break or reverse. If you're looking at a 5-minute chart and you're looking at this, we're only taking this much data into account on this. Right this second, this to me is useless because it's not enough data to give you an indication. Did it come up to this little level here, but see it didn't get up in it? There's so much stuff to look at. Now, if you want to take it and look at your volume profile, now we have something to look at where you can see, because we actually have a full day's data. We actually have a couple of days data in here now. So you can see where all the orders are. But we also have over a weekend. So are these people still sitting here? Did they redo? They refresh? They think about doing something different at this point? So It's a lot to look at and a lot to think of. That's why I say once it. But like on this, yeah, I don't look at this right now. I could care less about this on this side. On this shorter time frame anyway. You need at least 24 hours to be able to get any indication of what that volume profile is doing. In my opinion, this volume out here is far more important to me at this moment than this is.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, that was always my kind of critique with volume profile is shorter time frames that didn't really seem to be applicable because you could always adjust it to kind of fit a bias or narrative that you wanted. So if you're gonna use it, you've got to have some sort of like parameter, like session open, session close, whatever it may be.
Yeah, so volume profile. Volume profile is better, but you still have to be careful with it if it's a new session. It kind of depends on what it was. I like to go back. So if I'm actually looking at volume profile, I go to at least a 15, or you could actually go to an hourly, which is a lot better. Now, look at this hourly here. You're looking at multiple days. Now you actually have data you can look at. So if you can see if it breaks, let's say this 5770 area, which it tried to break here.
Right.
But you've got a volume shelf. If you can ever break it and get any momentum at all, we're going back to on time. But that's what you got to. But as far as sessions and stuff, you at least, like I said, you at least need 24 hours. And then the more data you can bring into it, the better off it's going to be. And never base your trades just off what you see here. Just because that could, like I said, we got a gap here to here, and you can see we actually came into that little gap there and actually did and bounced back off of it. If this was a true gap, we probably would have came all the way back down to here before we got down. If that makes sense. Absolutely not, Led. We are not. We're not endorsing anybody. One thing my parents taught me, and I don't know about y'all. One thing that we don't do is discuss politics and religion. That's the two biggest things to get people fired up. And I could actually have a debate with people, but a lot of people can't have a debate back with you, so it's not worth the hassle. Cash App says, look like the market is waiting for election outcome. The market is looking for stability, is what it's looking for. So, yes, does the election outcome, could that help with the stability? It could. It could also create more instability. Let's say that we have one side win, no matter who it is, and the other side protested or contested or fights it, or so much can go on with rallies and riots and other stuff that could cause more chaos in the end of it. So, Led, my advice today to everybody: I'm not going to get out and vote. No matter who you vote for, what red or blue, get out and vote. That's your American right to vote. So do that, and then take a break from all the mess today. Don't watch it all day. Don't sit there, because if you watch the news, and like I don't care which side you're on, from Fox to CNN to whatever, you're gonna hear. Me and Roy had a conversation about this morning, the hate mongering. Both sides do hate mongering. It's, hey, you're gonna lose your rights on this. Well, you're gonna lose your rights on this. When actually, what's really true is in the middle. They're not gonna take anybody's right. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Taking people's rights is harder than you think it is.
And sensationalism sells. Sensationalism gets views. So we probably. I like to take a break from it all.
Yeah, you have to go do something. Play a video game. Watch dumb YouTube or TikTok videos. Go watch Kill Tony. There you go. You're gonna get. Unless you're offended either, then don't watch Kill Tony, because you're gonna get offended.
What's that? I always mess up his last name. Nate Bargatze. Which, by the way, did you see the format for the match? The new new format, their kind of playoff version of the match golf game.
I saw a little bit of it. I hadn't watched all of it.
So
I've seen
they've
all
got they've got like 8 golfers going up against each other, and they're all like superstar athletes. And then there's Nate Bargatze. It's like, how did he get into this group? Like, what agent did he just sign to pull this off?
Well, that's his pure gut, but I think we are largely flat today with the lean downside, particularly at close. Wouldn't be surprised. I think we get a trend, whether it's a big trend, a good trend, and it could be a very subtle just trend up or a very subtle trend down. And I think close, you will see a ton going into close. I think you're going to see de-risking on both sides just because of the uncertainty overnight. It's and then of course we've talked about it all week. At 5 o'clock when the markets open back up, just going and buck your straps. If you want to trade, I suggest you trade a combine. You trade actually I don't even suggest you trade a combine, like a practice account.
Yeah.
Because I got a feeling we're going to be pretty volatile tonight. There's could be some very large swings both ways, just off simple news. And find you a news service that's not biased, like a financial use, FSMN, some one of those that all they do is put news out. They don't care which side of the news is on. They just put news out. That's the best way to watch your news.
So it's a no on live streaming the election results tonight.
I'll probably be asleep. At this point, if you vote, there's no sense to sit there. I mean, I'll watch them. Used to, so people don't know, I'm a huge sports fan. My parents drove me crazy. When I first turned 18, I got into politics like big time. And I did politics like I did sports. This is my favorite team. So I mean, it was 100% in, and Lord have mercy, I had to take a step back because it's so ugly. And so look, politics have changed from then to now too, though. It's used to your candidates were more in the middle, and there's nobody really in the middle anymore. You're either far left or you're far right, and that's the only way you can get elected, and I hate that.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 minutes to open. I'm sitting there rambling about election stupid stuff that doesn't even matter to anybody out there, but you know what? We're here, so let's see if we can get a pop and open my trade over here that I've taken. I'm actually $300 up on it, still holding. Could be a very bad play, but I would not be surprised to get a little pop into open here with just following this trend up. And of course, we could sell off hard at open. So
yeah, I mean that trend's holding up nicely. Have you moved any stops, or are you still sticking with the?
Yeah, I've got
500.
I've moved my take profit up a little bit on this one because I think we could pop back up to that 57 area. And if they could get there, that'll actually give me $1,000 on this play. So, and I got my stop up now. We're risking $200 to make 1,000 over here. So we'll see. It would be nice to go on and close these out and not have to worry about this side anymore. I'm regretting I didn't take it here, but hey, you know what? Got plenty of time in the day. Lev, what kind of plays are you looking at? I saw some of your stuff in the Discord. So what's your take on the nuclear side? I didn't dig deep into it, but I saw some of your nuclear stuff you were talking about. Well, I probably should go and take that 500.
Yeah, 5 seconds to open.
Yeah. Not liking this move back. Oh, what is this? What is this? There we go. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I think that could be a fake down to VWAP and a pop. Should have been ready here. But we're going to wait and see. I like that this candle now for the long. This is why I like that candle for the long. We are going
Beautiful.
to take $800 on this trade over there and get out of it. That was actually, I couldn't ask for anything better there. $800. So this bunch of folks is done.
Well, you had mentioned earlier on that hourly chart, if it broke 57.50 on the volume profile, we got a chance to do something special.
Actually, it was 57.70, but yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And we do.
Wow.
I would have hit my 1,000 plus over there. Gave us a perfect entry right there that we did not take on this side. So shame on me. Hope some of you guys actually did take advantage to me running my mouth and not trading my plan. I traded on one side, just didn't trade on both sides.
I took it on a combine. I got $200 on it. I don't know why. I thought I was in an XFA, so I did one ES, and I realized I was in a combine, so I just let it ride. And yeah, I would have normally done larger size on that. This thing is going.
Yeah, let's see what wow, I have never seen this before in my life. MOO imbalance open. S&P 500, a big fat 0.
Wow.
NASDAQ negative 15 million, Dow negative 10, Mag 7 negative 5. S&P, that's got to be something wrong there, right? I've never seen 0.
Yeah, that's got it. There's no way that's accurate.
I mean, I know it does round, so I mean, I guess it could have been plus or minus a little and rounded to 0.
$57.71 is your 5-day moving average.
57.70 is the break we were talking about on that hourly chart. And we can there she is. Let's leave her red so we know she's there. Who she is, who she belongs to. She belongs to the either go crazy or away the other side.
So are you looking for a retest of the previous overnight high, or are you just kind of letting this play out and see if a new formation happens?
Let this play out, because in all honesty, I don't know what the hell I'm looking for right this second.
Right.
If it keeps doing this, I'll be looking to chase.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
It looks like it's on a mission to that 5-day.
I had 3 ES long. What was my entry over here? Where are we at? Why are you not showing there now? It was around the 57.50 or so. So I mean, almost an 18-point move. My gosh, with 3 ES.
Wow.
And I held to about right here.
What a game we play. What a game.
Yeah, you can see here we've got this level. We've got this zone up here. You've got all this consolidation area right here. To his credit, we had blown through all this consolidated there, and there, kept thinking about it, and we have actually blown way through it. So, I mean, at this point, Roy, I'm going to have to see, I guess we'll play fib levels off of it and just do this candle alone.
Yeah, I mean, because your orb's blown out because you got 18 points on the orb.
And this is why we always say have multiple strategies you can look at. Not just that you, it's not that you strategy jump day in, day out, but you find what is going to work for that day and that's what you play.
Yeah.
My suggestion. I know a lot of people you see on Twitter, see a lot of things people preaching. You got to learn one strategy, know it, and that's all you trade. And I think that's BS. You've got to know multiple strategies, or you're not going. I mean, yeah, you can have one strategy. You're going to take one trade a week, maybe. So if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I don't want to trade that way. I want to see. I'll be able to trade throughout the day. That's why we have multiple strategies we look at. We look at candle by candle, supply and demand zone, these trend line breaks and stuff, Fibonacci levels, and we can actually you can put all that together and kind of come up with your own little style how you trade. Man, this thing is wanting to hold up right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 63.50.
Let's give this candle some more time, and it might turn against us. But welcome everybody to the stream. Everybody, if you're new or if you're old, welcome. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. We have hit a wall of on new subscribers here the last few days, so let's share and subscribe and do all the fun stuff. We're sitting at 423 subscribers right this second, so thank you all.
Thank you.
500. Well, that 63.50 would have, if you were doing the 500 move like I was trying to do yesterday, it would have played already. Wow.
Wow, was right. I did take a long off that 63.50, so I'm happy.
Where we struggled at. Now we might blow right through it, but I just think it's just hilarious. It gets right to it. Like, hold on, let's step back for a second.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, it was on a mission, and then it just slammed on the brakes. Like, oh, wait a second, do we want to cross? Let both ways. Safety first. Now, what you would look for if it does break this, any retest, if it shows strength off of retest, you would actually go long on it. So, which now we're looking at a different strategy how you could trade it. But like I said, you got to figure out what works. Right now, we're rejecting it. I am not touching this thing short for anything right this second.
Nvidia up 2%. Tesla up 3.5%. Meta up almost 2%. All Mag 7 is green. So,
wow.
Coin just jumped. That's at 190. It's up 2%. Your VIX is dropping. VIX with a nasty chart.
They get down at open.
Yeah. So you're right to be cautious with any short here. You're definitely going to be fighting a lot of factors here.
Look at Apple. Look at Apple real quick. That's interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'll fly that over.
That's not what you'd expect when you looked over, was it?
No. So, well, it's about to recover, but yeah.
Yeah.
Nice candle. And then the market mover DJT is up to 12%, and it's climbing. So wouldn't be surprised if that hits 40.
Finished 12% up yesterday. Is that what we saw earlier?
Yeah. Nvidia, their candles right out the gate are flying up as ES continues to battle its level. We go to market tide. You see calls in charge, puts dropping, call volume increase. No surprise given the move we've got out the open. Overview. Same story. So
I did not have this on my bingo card to start the day. So
there's your break of the level. Go back to your chart, and now we're looking for a retest. You're currently at the 5-day moving average now.
You gotta watch your VIX too. So you can't just set an order here and forget it. It might work out, but you want to see it come down, then you want to see it move back off of it before you go long, in my opinion. Now, like I said, you could sit earlier and it works out perfect. You're like, what are you talking about? It worked fine, but it's a little bit of struggle up here in this area. You say the damn 5 day.
Yeah.
Did you
You're
sneak
gonna love
that in
it
there?
too. You're gonna love it too. Look where it rejected. Bam.
Blind squirrel.
It just so happens that your line and the 5 day are pretty close to each other.
We're gonna wait and see. This has been one hellacious move up, though. My gosh.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm assuming that we saw a short cover and open.
Had to. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't see anybody saying, "Oh yeah," unless they are confident in one move or the other tonight. But I don't see that. Or let's not forget Thursday. Fed is expected to do a rate cut, so of all the noise, you still have that looming.
Are they pricing a rate cut, or are they saying it's going to be could be a skip now?
Let me look at that. Fed funds rate. CBOE. Is that who does it? CME. Fed Watch tool. Flip over here. And they are pricing in. What's the current rate? 475, 500, cut, 25 basis point cut, 96%. 4% pause.
Interesting.
So it was 99% yesterday. So 96%. And ES coming back down, probably matching that Apple candle. Yeah, Apple. And with you saying it's short covering, if that tends to be the case, then you could see this thing come down really fast as the covering stops.
Right now, you're showing a little strength right here. So we're going to try long real quick. And this could backfire on us pretty quickly, but we're keeping our take profit. I'll put that to 525. We're keeping everything the same. So we're not moving anything for this. So I think we jumped the gun. It looked like you wanted to hold support and it didn't, just like Roy said. Then you get a move down. Jump the gun on it a bit. So that's okay.
Google has gone red. Apple looks like it's about to go red. It's up.
What's your tide showing?
Good point. Tide, same thing. So Tide does not suggest it was short covering. Tide is suggesting that it was actually long bets. But it's also coinciding with the open, so it's a bit hairy. Yeah. But yeah, Tide says buy the dip. That's what if you're just going straight off the Tide. Bitcoin's moving. That's a nasty chart. Where are you, Bitcoin? There you go. 69.7. So Bitcoin's up 4%. It's going to be approaching 70,000 here shortly. Maybe you come down, retest the 8.
I got
jump
back
around a bit, and move up.
Right below the 38.2. So I'm actually in trade.
Okay.
I'm doing a little more than my 500. I'm actually moved my stop up a tad bit, but also move this up to high day to see if we can get up there and test it and get a good $1,000 trade. And if we start running, I will actually move that up with it. So we'll see. We're really not that far from it right now. That is a very bullish candle there. Whether we can follow it up on the next one, that's the key. But
yeah, it looked like it was about to be a candle by candle to the short side, and it reversed nicely.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to call that out so I could tell you just putting the cart before the horse again. You didn't do it. You didn't take the bait.
I'm learning. I'm
I
learning.
know. I'm actually proud you didn't take the bait.
I'm like an AI machine learning, one input at a time.
So you had the first PMI numbers came out for October, 55 versus 55.3 expected. It was 55.2 last time.
This came in line.
Yeah, pretty much right in line. So come on, give me the pop here. Might be a little aggressive on this take profit. It might be a little too far. I mean, too far. A little too bullish here on this, but we'll see.
Tesla back over 250, up 3.77%. I wanted Tesla calls yesterday. I looked at Tesla calls yesterday, and I didn't pull the trigger.
Womp. Now we're getting, this is not a bullish looking candle. Now we're getting indecision candle. Still got 3 minutes left in it. So a lot could happen here, but could turn either or. I think the way we're reacting here, I think we have a little bit of short covering open. I don't think it was a lot, but I think we had enough to pop the market. And volume was actually kind of back in line. It was about 25,000 on the opening candle. So you did see a little bit decline on this next candle. You're going to see this is always typically going to be your highest. You're going to see it kind of stair step down. What you're watching for one to come back above the previous candle. So when you're looking to see if volume step in or not, don't just look to the left and say, "Oh, well, we didn't get this much." Well, we're not. Odds are we're probably not going to get that much unless you get some real short covering. But if you see a candle or one of these volume bars close above the other volume bar, then you're seeing higher volume, and then kind of get a trend with it. What makes me lean still is you had this big green candle here. You had decent volume. When I say decent, it's actually pretty good volume. And then your next red candle was actually less volume. So if you see this get back up here on a green candle, we're going to get another pop, in my opinion. And this is something else now I don't think about when I'm trading because I just see it and automatically realize that could be a possibility. So
There's your
yeah,
pop.
566 more sitting right above me here. So
Get him.
I think there's a good chance. I would move this down normally, but I think there's a really good chance this is going to get filled.
Get him.
Boom.
Nice job.
Anybody want to see $1,000 trade? There it was. So.
Wow. Ended. I played it way conservative, still in combines, not really in any XFAs. Not in any XFA, but I got about $350 away on this combine, just trying to chip away at it.
Man, we are actually I'm going to lock a few of these up, but I'm going to leave one alone.
I would say Tide helped us out a little bit there.
If we trade, this is what we're going to trade. See, and it only gave me 545 on that account on copy trading, or I got 865 on that one, 865 on that one. So this one was added a tad bit late, so it's not as bad as it looked. It's about $30 actually, $40 difference, but still, we can take care of those now. We can actually redraw those here in a minute. So everybody, maybe this new style I'm doing of take profits. I did move that up a little more. So instead of my typical 500, I moved it to 1,000 and hit. After today, I'll probably go back to my 500 and just keep looking for re-entries if I want to continue to play it. Oh, I meant to do something while I'm at it. You see we're $1,500 up overall on these accounts, $865 for the day. Those two are locked up.
Beautiful.
And another thing, if you're new to futures, you're new to trading, you're new to anything, there's nothing wrong with taking a few days off and just watching the markets and watching how it reacts to stuff. That's actually a great way to learn how to trade. And it's a great way to work on your discipline. Very volatile. I mean, Roy said it earlier. Not only do we have election today, crap. Think about it. We got FOMC announcement is on Thursday. We could actually be getting real election results on Thursday. Wow.
Yeah. Well, but you're guaranteed that the House and Senate races are going to be locked up for a few days. So you're going to get some sort of political.
How many seats are up, Brad? I saw it and I forgot to jot it down. I want to remember
that. House seats up for. Let's see. There's a candle by candle, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's actually a very good candle by candle. We're talking house seats over here.
There's 33 Senate seats and 435 House Representative seats up for this election.
Yeah, and it's not. So that's. I'm wondering how many. I'd like to see how many is actually. Because a lot of those are not contested. A lot of those are going to be blowout. Pretty much where your swing states at in that. Where's your swing seats at?
Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio. Yeah, Florida.
Interesting note here. CBD popped it open and is just, even with these moves back up, it's just been chilling around the 9,000 mark. So, remember when I told y'all too, if this came up, if this was close or similar, look, we had right at volume was that next candle. So, and then what are we doing now? We're getting a move up.
Did it hit those orders that were stacked up there?
I hit some of them, yeah. Ate them up. You got them up to 5780 is going to be a spot. That's going to be you got 600 orders sitting there with 300 orders above that. So you got around, if you look up here, about, well, it was a little more, 1,000 plus orders. They're moving those up, and this is staying. So watch this 600. If they hit it, you'll see if they take them out or not. Right now, it's not being able to bust above it. Got right up to it and came back. Let's see if they're going to do it. We're going to try it again. And you'll see this number. If this number stays up, they just ate them all up. Took every. Nope. Wow. Yeah, they did too. They ate them.
Now, this could be added short covering after the initial short covering. People saying, oh, no, that was time to get out. Time to get out. Because you are still ways away from.
Look at your volume here.
Yeah.
So your volume's holding. This is, I think you are seeing short covering, Roy. Your volume's holding up now. Look at all this volume. How we have not had much of a drop off in volume at all.
Right. And one of those volume bars has data in it, so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And you remember I told you CBD wasn't doing anything? Well, it's 11,000 now. So
yeah,
CBD doing a little something.
Tired of ripping up still. But
we're
again,
going to wait.
You can't chase it. But that candle by candle would have been beautiful. Look at that. Right at the level.
Actually, I need my neighbor is asking if I could help him unload something out of his truck real quick.
No problem. It's a good time for me to go through the stuff.
Yeah, I'll be right back. It's well, dude, I'm streaming.
Oh, man, we are breaking out. Wow.
So look, all I asked for when I take a step away, can you give me a pullback when I'm away so I can get in when I come back?
I got you, man. I got you, man. Where are we
Thank
looking at? Where are orders stacking to the downside?
They're not. You got some orders right below 57.80 to 57. You got like a cluster. Oh, let's go to the center. You got a cluster way down here.
Oh, wow.
And you got a little one right here that's moving, but most of your stuff is stacking to the upside. So come on back down to, I don't know. I'll be right back. Let me help him do this shit.
All right, I got you. All right. Oh, I gotta adjust my chart. Look at this thing roar up. Well, it looks like it ran into a level that I've had. I don't know what that level is. We'll take a look at it. In Q up 1%, and it's in my long-term range, so it's ruining my chart. But in Q up 200 points. Wow. As we continue to climb up, looking at Apple up 0.75%. It had kind of a pop at the open, a fade. It found support at the 8 EMA on the 5-minute chart, and then kind of moved up. Nvidia back over 2% at 138.81. They're just eating dips, closing shorts. Microsoft has joined the party up 1%, now over 410, 412. Wow, beautiful. Google kind of recovering, can't quite get going, but it was red at the start of the day. Amazon back up 197. That's a strong move from Amazon, up almost 1%. Meta seeing its dip buyers show up again, up 1.5%. And Tesla got up to 253. Looks like it's curling down a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on this. But over 250 again, headed into the big day for Tesla with the election results and Elon's connection there. AMD is up 1%. Looks it like that 140 range, so looks like some solid support there. You just saw Bitcoin flash down. It broke 70,000. It's now battling, and it's now back under it. So we'll see if it can get back over 70,000. Bitcoin and crypto as a whole could be extremely volatile today. So we're gonna, as it normally is, but just kind of extra special given the results today. LEU will pop, fade. Maybe a good time to start building a position there on our any nuclear plays you want. I'll take a look at that later on. SMCI is up 1%. They report earnings after hours. So anybody that wants to gamble, there you go. Gold popping up almost 10 points, 0.35%. Had a pop, fade down. It's now recovering. And DJT, the darling of the day, you're going to be up 13. It's up 12%. Let's see if it can actually break 40 today as the buyers step in and make their election bids. And let's take a look at what this blue line is. Let's go to this longer term chart, the 3-hour. And so where did I draw this? Why did I draw this? Let's go back here. I believe that was close to previous all-time high. Maybe I'd set it here, maybe a consolidation area. So this is a daily chart. So obviously I drew it on probably an hourly. And we'll kind of see if we can find it.
Holy goodness gracious.
So
I walked in and the book map was marooned.
Show it to us. Is it still maroon?
It's not maroon like it was. There's still some maroon in there. So if you look from that 5790 area up to that 5800, and then that 5780 down to 5770 was a solid block up and down.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll go back to yours now. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in and interrupt you, but I saw.
No. I was trying to find out what this blue line is, as it just slammed right into it. But
it, line I have here.
Yeah, this is blue line. So it was a 1 hour trend line that I had a few weeks ago. So could be an interesting support area. 57.84.50. I believe that was one that made like an intraday new high, all-time high. If I remember correctly. But interesting start.
Fibs back out, by the way.
Let's see. Yeah.
So you would like that best case scenario for long again without chasing. You at least like it to come back to the 5781, 5780 area before you pop back in. I mean, right now, hell, if you chased, you're green. So
look at this thing. Wow.
I'm really shocked.
I am too. They have. We said today was a learning day. It's definitely teaching me something.
Yes, and I've got my little book out. I got to take some notes here on this. Remember, when we're still streaming 4 years from
4
now.
years ago, yeah.
Remind me to pull. Hey, where's that book you had 4 years ago?
I mean, it's just blue sky. Now we're starting to get a little resistance, maybe at 57.90. Emphasis on little.
Yeah, you're getting some orders to stack to the downside now. So, and just an observance here, you have an iceberg order sitting at 57.50. Now, I'm not saying we go to 57.50, but if you ever pay attention to our streams, if I ever mention an iceberg order, seems like eventually we get to that iceberg order. Now, I'm not saying to go short here, but at some point today, I would not be surprised if we do get that 57.50. And that's going to be right at our low of day. So we left orders there at the open. Very interesting, right?
Yeah. No, that's intriguing.
Now we wait.
Flipping over to Tide, not really seeing much of a slowdown here at all. Holdings, same problem. What's up, man?
We do have us little nuts and bolts in the while we're talking here. We got us a short on that opening trade there now. We can make a short out of that.
There we go.
That's
true. That was a good one. And it was quick, fast, executed beautifully.
And with a lot more upside to it.
A lot more upside, yes.
Love it though. You're not going to see. Look, you make $1,000. I'm never going to complain about $1,000 trade. So
you see $1,000, you got to take it. I mean, that's just it.
And I mean, the way the candles have worked, you could have actually moved to every candle and candle close and you would still be in this trade.
Unbelievable.
Which is another way to trade it. But I'm going to tell you, man, this thing is looking strong.
Very strong. Very, very strong.
What are our sectors doing?
Green across the board minus healthcare is flat.
Wow. Have we ever seen that?
I've never seen it, no. Yeah, let me refresh just to make sure.
Yep.
Green across. Yeah, that's good. Look at Tesla taking over the net premium, Palantir second.
Palantir, that was one of my favorite to trade. I
Yeah.
love that one. Remember when they had that event? We traded it on the Discord. We made good money.
That one was always kind of like if you were patient with it, you were going to go through some ups and downs if you got in obviously early when it IPO'd, but it had everything you wanted. It had the connection to the government. It was in a sexy sector.
Maybe one day soon we can go back. Roy remembers, used to, I would study unusual whales, and I found SoFi that time. We could play it. The whole Discord play SoFi that time. We all made good money. And Plug, I'm trying to think, Shop. I mean, there's a lot of them that.
Like Square was one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that we found through unusual whales and drew out some little charts on them and what we were looking at, and they paid off pretty daggum good. So here's an interesting fact for you. So the USA ISM non-manufacturing PMI for October actually came in at 56 versus a 53.8 expectations, with a 54.9 previous. So you do the non-manufacturing business activity for October is 57.2 versus 59.9. USM non-manufacturing employment for October is at 53 versus a 48 estimate and a 48.1 prior. And then your prices for October went 58.1. The expectations was 58, but the prior was 59.4. So prices have actually come back a tad bit, which the more we read this, the more it says that it was bullish data this morning. Mm-hmm. So as you can see. So how's everybody been doing this morning? And just look at this damn volume. I mean, I've never seen this volume hold like this. This is 30 minutes straight of very good volume.
Yeah.
And when we're on the side, you can't see it. But look down here. And this last candle, if you trade it and if you're looking for it, this is saying, and this was data on this candle, you got to be careful with it. But it was higher volume on a green candle. So you would look for any pullback to get bought up and pop back up at this point. It's just kind of what it's doing so far. So put us back there. So I see nothing that says that we should short anything this moment.
Nope. There's really nothing saying you should jump in along either. So you're just kind of hanging out. I mean, that volume indicator that you just gave, but
yeah, you want to see some kind of pullback. This was a very strong start to the day. So, and it worked out. It's very strong. You got a nice pullback here, but anybody that trades knows this candle here, even though it's red, that is not a bearish candle. That is bullish as bullish can be on that candle.
Yeah, I think you called that out on the stream too.
Yeah. Now you have this one that came up, which is another. Roy called this one out. This is a perfect candle by candle. It came right back down. Very nice entry here if you got in to ride it up. Now we're watching here. We still got 19 seconds on this candle. We very well could, if we get a green candle here, we could actually get another candle by candle forming here to the upside here in a second. So we'll wait and see how it plays out. But that is what I would be looking for to take a long on if we do get one.
Your MACD is well extended. You've got your RSI. It's got this kind of green. Oh, we can't see it. Move us to the side. Got this green gradient here. That means that we're in overbought territory. So a pullback here would be healthy. So we'll see if you can maybe get a red candle out of this to push it down. But if you get a green candle, that engulfs the previous one, then you do have a candle by candle, and it could just keep riding itself up.
CBD's holding 12,000.
It seems like forever ago we were at 57, 48, 45 pre-stream.
Yeah, and I was long on everything this morning, and let's look at one thing while we're at it. And this one here, let's see, 3 lots. This is the frustrating one. We went long and lost $450. And that was at our stop hit at 64.25. It went to, oh my gosh, this is really frustrating. It went to 63.75 and then bounced. So we just had our stop just too tight here. If we would have gave it a tad bit more room, we would have had a $2,000 trade. I love it. I love it. This is a very, very, now we're getting a very bearish candle now. But also notice this last candle that was red, declining volume. So if this candle here gives us a lower wick with lower volume, I think it would be safe to enter a long to try to catch when the volume pops it back up. This is once again a different strategy you can look at while you're trading, but it's still a valid strategy. So we've got 2.5 minutes. Still got a lot of time on this candle, but in order to go long, you want to see this lower wick down here, and you want to see volume either be the same. Actually, volume could be higher because you're creating all your volume now to create this wick. So as long as we get a decent wick here, I will probably look to get a $500 move, but we got to get this candle closed first. Like I said, we still got 2 minutes left in it. And it is looking more bullish by the second. We're going to let it close. We'll let it close.
I passed the combine, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Hey, good job, Roy.
For all the ruckus. Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. I'll send you a cookie.
I don't know if I want to play my XFAs just yet, but I'm trying to see a good entry.
You're getting a little bit of a push. You're getting a fight right here, right now, and you're seeing the volume come in with it. You got a minute left in this candle. We are going to have higher volume than the previous candle. And it looks like it's going to be to the long side. So the one thing about taking 3 lots is you don't have to have a huge move. 3 lots, you're 150 points, $150 per point move. So 3.25 points gets you your 500 profit really quick. And this thing could break to 95 if we pop back up. So just glancing at book now, at least above 57.90. Yep, and this is definitely a bullish candle. So let's see where we open this next candle at. If we get a dip on it, we will take a long. Just need a little bit of dip here. Just need a little bit of dip here. Just a little bit of dip here would be great.
Just a little bit.
We don't want much. We just need a little bit of dip. Come on, get it. There it is. We're going to actually look to play this one up to here. Let's see if we can get 700. We're gonna keep this one right here, right at $500 loss. We might could have waited till that 23.6, but this is, I think what we're fitting to see is you're gonna see the same thing that happened a minute ago. It could stop me out and pop back up. You're seeing, I don't know. CBD has come back to 11.6, 11.7. It seems like it's trying to pop back up there, but we'll see.
I'd kind of just flattening out, nothing crazy on that end.
CBD's popped back above 12,000 now. Need to see the volume come in to pop it up. That's the only problem I have with it right now. We're not getting a ton of volume in here. Not seeing a ton of volume come in on this one. And this could be where it actually comes back a good bit more.
Hold that 8.
I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to actually put it right below the 8. We're going to risk a little more on this one since we're in the green. And then we're going to try to get a little more out of it. So let's see if we can get that pop. So if we can get another... our candle's coming back. CBD's popped to 12.2 now. CBD's is grinding up very slowly here.
Yeah, I think you're working out some technicals here.
I think you're right.
But it's very bullish if it holds up here. I mean, even if it consolidates for a few candles. Wow, look at that. Gonna enter right on that fib.
Still don't have a ton of volume coming in on this yet. So, I mean, you're getting some, but you see we still got a ways to go.
Yeah, I hesitated on this long. I was going to enter right around the fib line at the 23.6, but I decided to skip it. It's proven to be a costly mistake, but that's okay.
There was my original take profit that we came a tick or two away from hitting. CBD is almost 13,000 now, by the way. It is still moving up a little bit on this little pullback here. You are getting an indecision candle, but this candle here was indecision for a minute or two before it popped. So after that pullback it had there. You've got a minute left on this candle. I thought for a second we was fixing to get that nice move to break the high, but not yet. CBD's 12.5, 12.6.
Not loving this.
No. And we talked about there was not a lot of volume, but look what's coming in now. You're getting your volume last minute of the candle, which is very strange. And it's proved out a lot to do that, which is not always typical. One thing that drives me crazy, this thing could be moving one way or the other, and the next candle just stops. Like, hold on. Like, okay, order it once, what happened? Like, why does it continue that momentum? Sometimes you get it, but not always. So that candle as it came back was actually decent bullish. It's not a candle by candle. It's close to a candle by candle. Which, if you was to play a candle by candle, you would play it above to break this high for long. So let's see if we can get $2,000 trades in a day. That would be perfect, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, if we do hit this take profit, we are locking this up. I do like how we're holding here. We're kind of flagging, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you just could have a few candles of just consolidation here.
Oh, I think you caught it right. It works some technicals out. That's why you see when you see a bull flag or a bear flag work out, it's because it works the technicals out while it's flagging, then it continues the direction it was moving in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it looks like they're trying to push it down now, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's still, if you look at your it's the 5-minute chart. I'll move me over. I know we've been switching around, but you're still in that high overbought kind of gradient here. So I think you still got to work it down a little bit. But the risk you have there is if you work it down too much, you've got your MACD potentially crossing down. So it could just flag its way up.
Look down there. So the last time we had that last red candle, we did the same thing. We went into the green.
Yep.
And that candle came back and it right 270.
And then said,
and
we're off.
Yep.
Yeah. That cost a lot of people, I'm gonna assume. Thinking, okay, we're gonna come back down, test VWAP, or not even a chance. So now you had people get trapped, and I think that's why you saw more covering. They had trapped them on the pop.
Yeah, that could very well be the case. Wow, time is flying by. It's 9:20 already.
I tell you, we had a
when we're in
roaring
trades,
start.
When we are in trades, this thing just flies by so quick. Let's see where we finished over there. Come on, let's pop above this. You got to get above this little right here. We should pop high day if we do that. Pop high day. Ooh, CBD just popped up over 13,000.
There it goes. Push it up. Push it up.
We need to push all the way though. We need to all the way push. You got these orders here. These orders need to move up here.
Push it up. Having a bit of an issue with that 5790.
Yeah.
For now. Push it up.
When it breaks it, yeah, we should get this move. Come on, do it. You're there. I'm looking at Bookmap. I'm looking at you. I see you, Bookmap. I see you. Bookmap saying we could get this pop here above the 90. Hey. Two today. We don't have a large crowd. I missed $2,000 trades.
That was impressive. I gotta admit, that was impressive.
Yes, sir. What I love about it, so this is where when you're watching volume and you're watching your candles.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all saw me take that trade. I took that trade. I told you if we give this wick here with the volume break, then we're going to pop. We should pop above high day. I mean, it did it to the T, didn't it?
Yep.
So let's wrap this up today. How you doing, Roy? Roy passed the combine.
I passed the combine.
So we did 1,500 in that one. We did 865 another two. So just on Top Step alone, that's a $3,300 $200 day. So
yeah.
How many jobs pay you $3,200 in a day?
In what? 3 hours? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, let's say 2 hours. I didn't take my first trade till like 7:20. So, and this one hadn't been. Look, this account here.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. This is what you want to see. 3 trades.
Beautiful.
And to the penny, 1,000, 1,250, 1,000, 1,250. You take this junk out here, and we have a $2,000 day. But man, that's gotta love it. Gotta love it. The worst trade. All you people talking, you got over a 2-for-1 risk reward on the XFA today. Love that. So, how's everybody doing?
Well, now I'm looking for if I want to trade my XFA or not. I mean, I've kind of missed all the fun. Well, I didn't miss all the fun. I used the combine, which was my goal today, was to get that over the line. So I did accomplish that goal. So now it's if I want to trade real money on any of these moves, is you're getting a little pullback down. So in this case, would you redraw your fibs if you were looking to trade?
Yeah, you just move it up to there. Because you still got, you want to catch this impulsive move, in my opinion, when you're looking at your fibs are all about impulsive moves. This was a damn impulsive move at open, right?
I would say that would qualify. Yeah, that would qualify.
So now you're playing back. So, Roy, the 23.6 being below the 8 would be a look. And this 38.2 would be a look. 38.2 would concern me if we get this far back.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's paid attention to the strings before, you know, when I say when this 236 holds, it's a strong trend. So, and you're getting a candle. Let's watch the volume. Kind of what tells me there might be more upside still. You got this very, very beautiful bullish candle here on more volume. So as of right now, bulls are strongly in control. And every dip, they're coming back and then popping volume a little bit. So I like it to continue to look for long until that trend is broken.
Yeah, your VIX is down 6%. Not a surprise given the move. It's at 2053. Look at this chart on the VIX, just death.
And we talked about this yesterday. So typically VIX, so today's election day. I guess it's usually the day before the election. So VIX was up yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the day before the election, which shows that. And look, you can't compare apples to apples on VIX from now to 4 years ago. Because the 0-day expirations changed that up a lot, right? I was one to preach before that, hey, VIX is completely different than what it was before all that started. Because your hedges are a lot different. You're not seeing, they're not hedging these 0-day, these zero ones. So you're seeing a lot different move with the VIX. But the VIX is still very important because you are seeing how they are hedging. And right now, looks like they are continuing to say we're going to continue to pop. So,
yeah. Flipping over to market tide. Yep, put's kind of rising a little bit here. Calls dipping a little bit. Maybe why you see the market cool off a hair. Puts are approaching the zero line. I mean, again, even though you had a strong move up, at any instance, this thing can come right back down. Those orders that you had mentioned were stacked were right down here, right? So the 57.50 area. Not saying we're going to get down there, but this is a bearish candle. So, actually, a very bearish candle. 30 seconds left on the candle.
Yes.
So now we're approaching that 8. Looking over at Mag 7, green across the board, but let's see if we can spot any weaknesses within the charts. Apple looks kind of flagging. Nvidia, similar. A little bit. It's a pretty bearish candle there, but Microsoft. So Google.
Ooh.
Meta, Amazon. Sorry, Meta has a pretty good look, but here, I mean, we just went through 5 charts. Apple, bearish candle. Nvidia, bearish candle. Microsoft.
Go back to my
Google. Which one?
Real fast. I want to show you. Go to my chart real fast. Let me show you something.
Oh, your chart. Yep.
Yeah. So, same scenario. We made a lower wick here, and look at our volume popped up. The volume popped in the last minute of this candle. Now we're getting to move back up. So, until this is, even though this gives you a candle by candle to the downside, look at other things that are going on at the same time. And this candle by candle still might play out. I'm not saying this that we're definitely going up, but I would not take a short candle by candle just because the way that volume came in and pushed it back up off this low down here. And then we also thought, I kind of said it earlier, this 23.6 level, which is 57.84. If you were taking a trade there and you were doing the strategy I've been doing, you would already have $500 with three lots there.
Beautiful.
So be careful, but it's showing us, it's giving us a roadmap today of how to trade it. Now I've got everything locked up, so I'm not trading it, but I'm saying this for the one person that's watching now live. Hey, thank you, whoever you are.
Yeah,
You're a saint. And then, and for you, Roy, I'm showing you what I'm thinking. So
yeah, I'm looking.
I know one of the things me and Roy kind of talked about before we ever even started the stream, and what we want to do with the stream, before, like months ago, was kind of, hey, we not only do we want to teach you, we want to learn from each other on things, how to do things. So
absolutely. And every little tool we helps us that. So right, you're looking at increasing put premium, but you're not really seeing too much decrease in call volume. So
I call volume is so you said tool, and we've said before about learning strategies for your toolbox, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you hire a carpenter. This goes for the people who says you got to do one thing and stick to one thing only. So let's say you hire a guy to come in your house. He's going to redo all your trim work in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hell, if he shows up with just a hammer, are you going to hire him?
Right.
But if he's got a hammer, he's got a miter saw, he's got a reciprocating saw, he's got all this stuff, then yeah, you're going. But if he just shows up with a damn hammer, like, hey, I'm ready to redo all your trim, he's a toolbox, right? That's my
point. That's a good point. You got puts actually went above the zero line on the holdings again. Call volume rising, still though. So yeah, you're getting some bets, which makes sense to the kind of upside. This is coin, but this is a candle by candle to the downside. I know you had mentioned the increased volume makes you leery of it. Not saying you should play it, but it is something to look out for. Maybe you don't want to go long, for example.
Here's the deal. So you could have went long. Now we're making the upper wick.
Yeah.
So you notice we don't have the volume. I don't know why it does it every time I go down to that damn volume thing. I hate it.
Yeah.
So if this volume goes above this volume and it's a red candle down, then that confirms that the candle by candle to the downside was actually the play. But I'm done, so I'm just sitting here watching everything.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting spot here. That if it wants to cool off a little, it could. Definitely could cool a little.
Yeah, and what you're looking at. So another one so little volume we created. This goes to show you can make anything. You can put a bias into anything. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to show you the bear bias you can have with it. Pushed up to a new high and immediately rejected back down. It's popping back up here. Well, it's actually going to disprove my point. Could be with volume here and a bullish candle. So we might have to go back to our bullish thesis, and because it seems to be the play right this second. So scratch everything I just said, because this candle
scratch it off.
Blow it all up. So now you have pretty much equal volume, a little bit less volume, but it was still decent volume these last two candles. So typically we compare candle to bar, but this last one, this push up, was above these last two here too. So you could see a pullback to here, or possibly even here, and then a bounce back up. And I would actually not be afraid to say that we actually create a new high if we continue on this trek we're on here.
Yeah.
And if we ever do break it, it could be a hellacious move up too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hide this. Take this off now. I want to see this. Pull all these in. All right. So if Cashy Apps, if you're the one that's still left, hope you are. I'm not sure who's still here, but this is what we were talking about. Now this is the hourly chart, but you can see it came up into this whole gap here on this volume profile. You still have some orders. Now we're creating a lot of this profile right here, all the way up to here, is being created right now.
Right.
That's why they're coming out. When we first started, that actually right here was where that volume profile started. And you can see, as soon as we hit here, we have boogieing on up because it's a lot less orders just sitting steady waiting. So yeah, there's a lot of different things. If you don't have Bookmap or you don't have that, what was the thing, Roy, on TradingView? If you do have TradingView, was it? It was the block orders, virtual block orders.
Yeah.
Block orders kind of draws a lot of these supply and demand zones out for you, so you can see them as they're actually forming, which is interesting. But it gets really busy, so you got to be careful with how you use that because it can, it'll draw, one here, then one here right on top of it. So look at this move. Look at this move.
Right there.
This move. What did I do? I mean, hell, it ain't even got out of my mouth. Then we go back and talk about anything else. We go back and we're testing high day again. So, folks, today looks like it's easy mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we created a new high there. I'll be damned. Can't make this up, can you?
Yeah, and it's playing out. It's all playing out.
Well, Royce, I'm done for the day. Are you about done for the day?
I think so. I think 5,800 is probably in the cards today if it can continue its momentum up. But I think that's a good spot to call it a good day.
Yeah. So 3,000 plus and Top Step. This is, since we started the live, I think this is probably my biggest day as far as actual XFAs go. So 3,000 plus day on the XFAs, fantastic. I hit $1,000 plus, and the other boys over here. The old personal account is locked up and not touching probably till Friday or so. Too volatile. If you have a personal account, they this afternoon when the market opens back up, you'll see your intraday margin requirements are probably double. I don't know if it's every broker, but I know most of them are doing it. So
yeah,
it's not worth it on those to be trading it, to be honest with you. Prop firms, it doesn't affect you one bit. Unless you're in a live account, then you're actually using real margin in a live account, but your margin is a lot more than what you see. So
yeah.
It's all good. Roy, I think that's good. So you need anything you need to do the rest of the day? You kind of went over the Mag 7 and everything a minute ago, so I think we're good on that.
Yeah, I think we're good. I would say don't trade with any biases. Do what the chart tells you. I know everybody has an opinion out there, so just be mindful of who you're getting your information from when it comes to trading. I don't really care about anything else as far as social stuff, but yeah, when it comes to trading and putting your money on something, just be careful. Make sure you're not trading for something you want, but trading for what the information is telling you, or what the chart is telling you. So that is all my message. I think we're good to go. Excellent day, sir. Excellent day.
Thank you. Like I said earlier, everybody take a break from this junk today. There's gonna be a lot of junk out there today. Just get away from it.
Yeah.
You'll be a lot happier if you do. Stay off social media. Turn the TV off. Go touch some grass. Play with a dog. Find a pet squirrel. Do something.
Peanut.
Thank you, guys. We'll catch you later. Catch you in the morning.
Right.